3 semen retention secrets from Sadhguru. Sadhguru is a mystic, he's a yogi, he's going viral everywhere. If you haven't checked him out, make sure to do so. But I'm going to be sharing with you 3 secrets from his book, Inner Engineering, which really capture the bigger picture of semen retention, but also more than that, how we go about everyday life, right? So definitely a great read for you. I'll link out to it below, but make sure to stick to the end of this video where I'm going to be sharing you the critical shift that really changes everything in our lives, right? If you just make this one shift, then you can begin making the transition towards consciously creating a life that you love rather than compulsively reacting to external factors whereby you end up with a life that you did not choose for yourself. Okay, so make sure to stick to the very end of this video. Now, the first key secret, the first semen retention secret from Sadhguru is that of human yearning, right? There is this tendency of human nature to go beyond the boundaries in which we are, right? To be more, to have more, to do more. There's always this appetite for more, right? So the point that Sadhguru makes is that we have actually not understood this yearning properly, because really that yearning is not for more. That yearning, that desire is for all, okay? Once you understand this, everything changes, okay? Swami Radhikant said that all human desires are an inappropriate substitute for the desire to be one with God. So what Sadhguru is saying over here is also that we mistake this desire for all for the desire for more, right? So when we can make that shift and realize that, once we realize who we really are as an infinite speck of awareness experiencing itself right now in this dimension, and that we are all, that we are an aspect of the all, right? Just like the ripple on the surface of the ocean is not separate from the ocean, you are not separate from God, right? It all came from the same source. And once we realize who we really are as infinite, divine, spiritual beings having a temporary human experience, then we can stop chasing those installments, right? Chasing the installments from busting a nut, chasing the installments from eating the sugar, chasing the installment from getting that dopamine spike from your phone, right? Those short-term gratifications feel good in the moment, but the moment lasts so short, right? It lasts just a moment. So we can expand beyond that moment and realize that the yearning is really for all and experience ourselves in our essence. Then there is nothing more to get from outside of us. There is only to give, right? Because we come alone in this world, right? We come with nothing, we leave with nothing. So only thing that's left between is what we can allow the experience of life to nourish us, and what we can give in that space of time, right? Because we came with nothing, we're going to leave with nothing. So what can we actually give? Because there is nothing to get, okay? Now, the second key semen retention secret from Sadhguru is that of understanding that everything that happens in your life, every one of your experiences, does not happen outside of you, it happens within you, okay? Once you really understand this, everything changes, okay? So understand that when someone touches you on your hand, then you feel that something touched you on your hand, but really it's your skin picking up these sensory perceptions which are sending it throughout your skin to your brain, right? So at the end of the day, that experience takes place in your nervous system. When you have an experience with someone else, when you meet someone, okay, you meet that person, that meeting stimulated or catalyzed some reaction within your own nervous system, right? So every experience that you have in your life happens within you, okay? Understand this. So what we tend to do in modern society is that we have something that's going on within us, and then we try to resolve that inner wound by trying to get something from outside, right? So if you are going through the cycle of consumption, of busting a nut, if you're still looking at all of these videos, looking for motivation on how you can stop, if you're forcing yourself to really resist, to suppress that urge to bust a nut, right? Now, over the first 60 to 90 days, you have to do that. But past that point, if you're still resisting it, if you're still suppressing it, if you're still repressing it, then there has to be something addressed on the inside, right? Because we tend to address these inner wounds with external distractions, with external escapism, right? But at the end of the day, that is not a long-term solution. That is just addressing the symptoms. That's just escaping the uncomfortable feeling that we feel before engaging in that behavior, right? If you just catch yourself before the moment that you are slipping down the slope towards a habit that doesn't serve you, right? Whether it's busting a nut, whether it's eating sugar, whether it's watching your phone. Like if you just catch yourself in the moment before you do that, it's like, why do I feel the need to do this right now? Because at the end of the day, all these distractions are really an escape from reality. So what is the reality that you seek to escape through these bad habits, right? If you can just catch yourself and analyze that situation through a objective point of view and really feel the way that you do rather than escape the way that you do, escape the way that you feel, then that will really provide the space for you to go inwards, to really get awareness on why you feel the way that you do. And then the more you can get clear and aware about that question, the more you can deal with it productively and actually allow that emotion, that discomfort, that trauma, whatever it is that you're holding inside, and just experience it fully so that you can allow the fuel behind it to run out, and then you can let go of it, right? Rather than suppressing it, repressing it, escaping it, just going through that motion again and again and again. Each time you feel uncomfortable, you do that habit that doesn't serve you. So rather than that, you catch yourself, you experience that emotion, and then you let it go. Okay, the only way to let it go is to actually experience it rather than escape it, repress it, or suppress it. Okay, so understand that every experience that you have, whether it's of the people in your life, whether it's of the food that you eat, everything that you experience is within your own nervous system. So once you can realize that it's all a dream, right, that psychological picture of what you've painted of your experience, it's all an illusion. Once you can realize that, then you can actually reclaim your power in creating the type of illusion that actually serves you rather than hinders you. Okay, now the third key point is extremely essential because it really captures everything, right? It captures the essence of what it means to have willpower, to have the discipline to bend the structure of reality. Okay, it comes down to making the shift from compulsive reaction, okay, whereby there's a stimulus in the environment and then you just react to it. You don't think about why you react to it, and then you just go through the motions, you do the habit, and then you look back, you're like, why did I just do that right now? Okay, that is a lack of awareness, and that is when your life is lived in compulsive reaction. And some people go through their lives like 40 years to that cycle of compulsive reaction, and they look back 40 years later, they're like, have a midlife crisis, right? But really, it's a midlife opportunity to look at where they went wrong, and birds are going crazy, and how they can actually improve moving forward. Okay, so we have to shift from compulsive reaction, whereby we are constantly reacting to the stimulus outside of us, right, into conscious creation. Okay, when you're stuck in compulsive reaction, then you're more likely to blame factors outside of you for why you are where you are, likely to make excuses for why you aren't where you want to be, right? You are more likely to complain because you are stuck in the cycle of compulsive reaction in a way that you have given away your power to actually choose the way you want to respond, right? Because in life there are two types of people, right? There is the victim who is stuck in that cycle of compulsive reaction. He thinks he doesn't have power to influence his situation, and thereby he gives in to the excuses, the blaming, and the complaining. Now when we make the shift from compulsive reaction into conscious creation, that is when we reclaim our power and we take back the responsibility to choose the way that we want to show up in our lives, right? So, for example, when you are compulsively reacting to the stimulus, you might be compulsively reacting to the way that you feel, which in itself is a response, it's a reaction to something else. And then you go through the habits that are damaging you in the long term, even though they feel good right now, because you are escaping the way that you felt before them, right? But when we shift into conscious creation, then it really comes down to forming that bigger picture in terms of how you see yourself 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, painting that picture, right? You become obsessed with the future rather than the past you cannot change and the present that lasts just a moment, right? When you obsess about the future and who you seek to become, then you can make your decisions based on that lens, right? Based through the lens of who you seek to become rather than how you feel right now or how you think right now. You are letting that bigger picture, that bigger vision allow you to dictate your decisions right now. Okay, one of my favorite quotes of all time from Neil Donald Walsh is that the purpose of life is to recreate yourself anew in the next grandest version of the next greatest vision that you ever held about who you are. And every moment is an opportunity for you to create yourself anew. And when you can create yourself anew in the vision of who you seek to become and who you know you're capable of being, then every decision is a movement towards that vision rather than compulsively reacting and getting stuck in the victim paradigm. Okay, now I made a bunch of other videos on how semen is the source of your creative energy. So even to start by creating that vision in your head of who you seek to become, it really starts by retaining your life force energy. So of course that's like the prerequisite. You have to start over there, but understand the bigger picture as well, and what actually truly is driving human behavior and what is driving your behavior. Because right now, if you're stuck in that cycle of compulsive reaction, then you are not aware of why you do what you do, right? There's subconscious patterns that are driving your behaviors, and once you can make those patterns conscious and get awareness on them, then you can re-engineer them and create yourself in the way that you want. Okay, so quick look from inner engineering and Sadhguru. There's a bunch of other lessons in there. I'm going to be making future videos on that as well, but I hope that you got value from this video. This has been Mo Salim. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.